And if you think this through, it's already happening, but in a not too distant future, we'll have the IoT discussion about a car will be a payment agent. So you'd be driving into a parking slot, and it will just pay its fee for parking there. The car will pay it rather than yourself. And
what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another CYPRX video banger. In today's video, we're going to be going down the rabbit hole talking about this crypto assets conference coming up in October, the 17th to the 18th. However, we're going to be showing some documents from the consulting firms that are going to be attending this event and their perspective on this digital transformation. Again, being transparent with you all, trying to show you all that there's an ongoing transition. The banks, the whole entire payment infrastructure, institutions, large organizations are updating their backend system. We are in a crypto winter. This is going to take time. However, it is for a fact happening. And here at CYPRX, we're attempting to show you all physical updated proof to keep you all forward looking in this digital asset crypto landscape. Again, none of this is financial advice. At the end of the day, you all need to, assess your risk properly. Any money that you invest in Web3, fourth industrial revolution technologies, you need to make sure that you have no emotional attachment to. I'm not telling you guys to go out there and buy digital assets. I know what it is that I'm doing and what I'm putting my money in. This is not a call specifically focused on any cryptocurrency project or any digital asset in particular. However, I have a firm belief that utility-driven assets will survive the purge, will survive the regulatory clampdown, and eventually will come out on top once the banking institutions are ready with sound regulatory guidelines and their back-end infrastructure along with their employees all up to date and up to speed. So I'm going to show you guys that proof in the pudding that these banking institutions are for a fact interested in digital assets and utilizing cryptocurrencies, and how they're telling you all in their panel discussions and in their documents. So in a previous call and a previous video breakdown, I showed you all yesterday, I believe it was, we had a Twitter space where we went on to talk about this crypto assets conference coming up in October, the 17th to the 18th. Interestingly enough, Jim Cramer 3 days ago told everybody to get out of crypto and sell their assets, right? Well, here you can see major sponsors, market participants, and attendees speaking at this event. We have major banking institutions. We went over this in the previous video breakdown. We have Deutsche Bank. We got BNY Mellon at this event. We got JP Morgan at this event. But I want you all to focus on the sponsors of this event. So we have the silver sponsors here, and EY as one of those sponsors. So we're going to be reading some updated documents from EY. Now, just to show you guys the agenda of this event, to show you that they will be talking about digital assets and cryptocurrencies. They will be having crypto discussions, and they will be doing it over drinks, networking with drinks and finger foods is specifically what this says. And it specifically says crypto. It doesn't say digital assets. It doesn't say CBDCs. It says crypto. Okay, so for all those individuals that are like, oh, it doesn't say crypto, right? Here it says it, crypto right there, okay? And I just wanted to show you guys that. There's a lot of people that think that, they're misunderstanding the category of new technologies and what technologies fall in that category. We're going to go over that in today's video breakdown as well, okay? So we're going to start here. This is a document from Boston Consulting Group, Global Payments Report 2023. This is from September. This is updated. Shout out to the CYPRX researchers. As always, I wouldn't be able to do any of this research without them. They put in countless amounts of time and effort to, provide this global research for you all, keeping you all in the loop. So this is, again, from Boston Consulting Group, and we're just going to focus on the term digital, okay? And as we scroll on this document, starting at the very top, the overview reads, the payment industry has come a long way over the past decade in a myriad of directions. Now, remember, Boston Consulting Group, major consulting firm, one of the top three, and then also EY attending this. I don't know if Boston Consulting Group's going to attend this crypto asset conference that's coming up in October, but we know EY is, right? I just found that this Boston Consulting firm document was just a massive find. So starting off, it says digital currencies are moving from concept to reality as more than 90% of central banks actively experiment with them as a complement to cash. And it goes on to read, I'm just going to continue to scroll down and read all the highlights that I have. A massive modernization of the global payments infrastructure is underway. Real-time payment systems, new data standards, central bank digital currencies, and new technologies such as generative artificial intelligence will create massive opportunities, but they will also create an uphill. To stay competitive, banks and other traditional payment players must accelerate their move to cloud infrastructures and embrace modular, scalable payment platforms that can integrate into third-party softwares and systems. Attracting the right talent, software developers, designers, and data scientists is essential. So pause right there. Think about the phase that we're in. Again, I've been attempting to tell people that not only do the back end infrastructure of all the banking institutions and large organizations have to be updated, but all these new teams and all these employees have to be updated and integrated as well. Okay, and you can see that in the text that is ongoing right now. Firms, financial institutions, and large organizations are categorizing different and separate teams within their industries to adopt these new technologies, and that takes time. Okay, it goes on to say, this is the time to act. So it's telling you all right to your face that now is the time to pay attention. Regardless if you're an investor in this space, now is the time to dig deep and start to research. Leaders can continue to deliver strong operating growth and a shareholder value despite the ongoing disruptions, quote unquote, i.e., the crypto winter, the pullback, the shakeout phase that we're in the payment ecosystem. But as this report outlines, they cannot do so without committing to deep changes. That is a massive statement right there. All right. So they have to commit to this ongoing digital transformation if they want to keep up pace. More is expected of core tech. Large transaction banks often juggle dozens of payment implications and applications across multiple jurisdictions. Many of these applications are nearing the end of their lifetime, and the IT staff trained to work with these systems and programming languages is aging out of the workforce. What? Such legacy tech issues and complexity at a time when incumbents can least afford it. So it's literally telling you all that they have to transform, they have to embrace this technology, they have to re-educate people on everything that's taking place right now. Generative AI is about to take the financial services industry by storm. Cyber attacks are increasing, and real-time payments, new ISO 222 data formats, digital ledger technology, and the rollout of central bank digital currencies are gathering steam. In an increasingly tech-driven transaction banking business, legacy tech is a liability from a customer, competitor, and financial standpoint. That is also another massive statement. It says banking institutions must commit to tech modernization. For incumbents with legacy technology, the question is not whether to modernize, but how quickly to get the job done. The payment infrastructure revolution. The payments industry is under construction, so it's blatantly telling you all right in front of your face that the whole entire payments infrastructure is being rebuilt. From rails to regulations to currencies, nearly every element of the global payment ecosystem is undergoing a rebuild. This period gives infrastructure players and various other payment market stakeholders a unique opportunity to define the future of payments and their roles within it. This is a freaking massive document. Again, an updated Boston Consulting Group document from September 2023. Infrastructure investment is reaching a tipping point. Where have we heard that vocabulary terminology before? The payment industry faces heightened pressure to innovate, and this pressure is driving greater investment in payment infrastructures. For example, banks are updating their core infrastructure and accelerating their move to the cloud to operate more efficiently and compete with digital challengers. Payment schemes are introducing richer data formats to enhance interoperability, expand data collection, and enable richer remittance information. Infrastructure providers must lead the revolution or be left behind. Over the next several years, industry participants will make major decisions that will impact the future of payments. Infrastructure providers must be a part of conversation moving forward. So let's pause right there because that's the end of this document. Actually, we have a conclusion, but right there, think about it. Boston Consulting Firm, one of the top 3 large consulting firms here in the United States, okay, is telling you all that these industry leaders must evolve, or be left behind. So what do you think as a retail investor you should do? Listen to Jim Cramer that's telling you to get out of crypto, or buckle down, do research on utility, digital assets, core technologies that provide real world value, and assess your risk properly. I'm just saying, option B sounds a lot better to me than option A, which is listen to Jim Cramer. I swear, I don't know how people don't see it. It's crazy, right? It's so easy not to get shaken out if you just buckle down and read a document. Conclusion: the payments industry has proved itself to be extraordinarily dynamic. By the way, smash that thumbs up button and subscribe. I'm smashing all these big words. I haven't stumbled not one time. Holy crap. I hate this word right here. The tumultuous crisis. That's a good one. The tumultuous, I think that's how you say it. The tumultuous crisis is over. And over the past several years, offer example evidence of that. Despite a pandemic, supply chain shocks, rising geopolitical tensions, the payment sector has continued to lead the other industries in its rate of innovation. But years of nonstop disruption have begun to take toll, putting pressure on slow to modernize institutions. Now, leaders must confront disruption head on, and they must do so quickly because not moving fast enough carries real risks. As innovations inspired by emerging technologies crop up and more solutions as adopting of real-time payments and CBDCs grows, challengers continue to raise the bar for excellence. Businesses cannot stand still. That is a massive conclusion right there. Again, this is an updated document from Boston Consulting Firm, 2023. Shout out to the CYPRX researchers for this one. This is a great one. So now we're going to go over to the EY document. That's all I had from the BCG. Okay. This one is great because it's got a lot of subliminal messaging in it. Okay. So this is a document straight from EY. Let's just scroll up to the top of this so you guys can see. It's called Unleashing Potential. Where have we heard the terminology unleashing? Remember, I tell you guys, they utilize common terminology across their panel discussions and across their documents. The next phase of digital lending. This is from September 2023 by EY. Okay. As we scroll down, let me just get to all my highlights real fast. Hope you guys are enjoying this information. As always, attempting to bring you guys the realest info behind the scenes, showing you guys that there is an ongoing transformation. Don't let them shake you out. Read some documents, follow CYPRX, so that way you can tap into the type of research that we do. Keep your head down, don't pay attention to the FUD, and have a long-term perspective. So here, it goes on to mention new technologies. First, before we read this document, for those of you individuals on the Zoom call that can see, imagery is implemented into these documents on purpose. And here you can see to the right-hand side, there is a series of candlesticks, i.e. market-related candlesticks, trending upwards with a little infographic with a bullish trend. I just find that interesting that that's what they put in their document. Again, this is from EY. Remember, EY is going to be attending that crypto assets event in October. So they are very well informed with the future of this digital asset landscape. I just think it's interesting how they put those pictures in their documents. It is a bullish uptrend. Think about that long term, right? So here it says, while financial institutions are under pressure to embrace and adopt new technologies, let's pause right there and go and revisit the Broadridge document from 2023, where they go on to talk about these technologies. It says, we are on the cusp of a new chapter in digital transformation driven by more powerful tech. New tech comes from data analytics, AI, cloud computing, blockchain, DLT. Then it mentions blockchain and distributed ledger technology and how it is creating cost savings, real business value, and longer term, we should see stronger use cases for decentralized finances. And it says right here, this is directly from Broadridge, firms need to plan for this transition. So when it mentions new technologies in their documents, these are the technologies that it's talking about, okay? Foundational digital public infrastructure. We only have about 4 pages to read from this EY document. Consisting of unique digital identification, payment systems, and data exchange layers, has the potential to support the transformation of the economy and support inclusive growth. Foundational DPI called India Stack has been harnessed to foster innovation and competition, expand markets, close gaps in financial inclusion, boost government revenue collection, and improve public expenditure efficiency. This is, by the way, talking about India's economy. So it mentions India a lot. India's journey in developing a world-class DPI highlights powerful lessons for other countries. Remember, once one country starts to adopt these new technologies, other countries will follow. That's an important little tiny gem right there to pay attention to. Other countries embarking on their digital transformation. In particular, a design approach that focuses on shared building blocks and supporting innovation across the ecosystem. That is a statement directly from the International Monetary Fund that this EY document incorporated in its fundamental PDF. As we scroll down here, you can see some of the highlights via what it is that they're talking about: biometric identity verification, blockchain, Internet of Things, the power of digital payments, right? Then it goes on to say right here, traditional banks are also undertaking huge transformation projects to upgrade their processes, products, and services to seize the opportunities from the growing demand. These banks are directing huge funds towards building digital innovative products and services based on open API frameworks. Banks are also undergoing an accelerated digital transformation where they are launching unified lending platforms that digitize the end-to-end lending processes. They are also undertaking strategic partnerships. I wonder who they're partnering with, right? For building scale and technology prowess. So this is now another document from a major consulting firm telling you all that banking institutions are, for a fact, upgrading their back-end infrastructure. As we scroll down, we got 2 more pages to read for you all. It says right here, actually, this might be the last one. In order to truly embrace green finance in the digital lending space, banks and financial institutions must have a digital transformation plan in place. That right there was a massive statement, so I highlighted that one. So it's confirming that these banking institutions do have a plan. Remember, I shared on my Twitter page a video breakdown from the California Blockchain or Digital Assets Week that took place a couple months ago of the US bank representative openly admitting that for the past 5 years, they have been developing a plan for this digital transformation.
We've been talking about it forever. We have a plan. I've spent the last year since I joined figuring out the strategy. So it's not like we're just going for it and building it. We've come up with, a very detailed plan, but we're very open to.
So again, they confirm these things in their documents and in their panel discussions, not once, not twice, multiple times. It is not these large organizations or financial institutions hiding this information from you all. So just think about that. It says, by adopting digital lending solutions, banks and other institutions can harness technology to acquire and process information at a greater pace. So I believe that was the last little tiny highlight I had for you guys. As always, showing you all that the devil's in the details. They are, for a fact, having cocktail meetings, closed door discussions, link ups, conferences, talking about blockchain, transforming financial markets, right? Talking about digital assets, how they're going to change the business models of asset managers. They're talking about cryptocurrencies, right? They're having panel discussions about distributed ledger technology pilots, right? And they're not hiding this information. You're not going to see any of these documents reach the mainstream. You're not going to see any of these documents on CNN or Fox, CNBC News, right? Here at CYPRX, we're attempting to keep you guys in the loop during this bear market, understand the long-term perspective, understand that there is an ongoing digital transformation, and really, really understand the process that takes, okay? In order for us to get to where we all want to be, which is trillions of dollars fluctuating in this digital asset landscape, it's not going to happen overnight. We all want to put our finger on when that's going to be, 2024, 2025. It clearly is not going to happen in 2023 because of the global landscape, right? We're not going to get into that. But have a long-term perspective, keep your head down, do research on utility. I hope that the individuals that pay attention to what it is that we provide here at CYPRX get to survive long-term. I really hope that the 1% of the population that's attending these little tiny Twitter spaces and actually doing research and not being unrealistic with price predictions in the short term gets to survive this purge that we're going through, because it's going to be insane. The fact that we have an opportunity as a retail investor to live through this transformation and then actually utilize the internet for what it was meant for, to do research and inform and educate ourselves on things that are happening globally, is an unprecedented opportunity that if you're sleeping on, there's nobody else to blame but yourself. So with that being said, if you all want access to hundreds of hours of research, hundreds of hours of documents, hundreds of hours of video clips that never make it to the mainstream, consider visiting CYPRXtrading.com. You guys have access to our research chat. As always, many blessings to you guys. Be cognizant, be aware. I cannot stress enough to not pay attention to the FUD. Don't pay attention to all these unrealistic price targets in the now. Have a long-term perspective if you're an investor. Obviously, of course, that perspective changes if you're an intraday trader. However, long-term perspective in this market with a sound psychological approach, along with risk management, proper risk management, and understanding the risk involved in this space early on, will most likely end up in results long-term that are positive. Many blessings to you guys. Again, not financial advice. I'm not telling you guys to go out there and dump bags into freaking digital assets. Just do research is all I'm asking. As always, be cognizant, be aware. I'll see you guys in the next video breakdown.